Hello and welcome to the Jekyllhydeclub. Today we are reviewing the Sugar Goblin, a new Halloween tradition with a toy and book for children and family fun for Halloween. If you guys are new to our channel, do subscribe. Check us out. I am Morticia. This is my darling husband, Gomez. Say hello, darling.
Hello.
And we are reviewing the Sugar Goblin. We decided, now that we have all of the toys for the Halloween traditions that happen to be out right now, we decided to have a little tea party and include them all in this review. So we have our dear friend, the Skeleton, in the closet, except he's out. We start the Halloween season early, so we didn't make him wait until October. So we have our little monster mash going on with the Skeleton in the closet here, and then we have a Sneek A Boos hanging out. The darling, adorable bat. We have Switch Witch in her cauldron. And we have the Ghoul on a stool, who was in our pumpkin of Halloween candy. He was just hanging out with the candy, but he decided to come out to be better seen. So he was Ghoul in a pumpkin for a while. And they've all come to support the review of their friend and new roommate, the Sugar Goblin. So we will talk about his box first. If you did not see the reviews of the other friends that we just introduced, there is a playlist that we have now for Halloween tradition toys. So do check that out if you want to decide which one you would like to acquire for your own, even if you don't have children, or to have fun with kids if you are a teacher, or you have nieces and nephews, or children of your own. If you bought one or all, we have provided thorough reviews so that you know everything about these toys. Now this box was interesting for me because it's a lot more solid and durable than the other boxes. I think the weakest / wimpiest box, even though it was the cutest shape, was Dear Sneek A Boos. It was like a little cottage shape, but it was not a very durable box. Which is irrelevant. It's just interesting to comment on the packaging. This one's really solid and hard. Like, it's a heavy duty, it could be, a shipping box or something. It's very, this is the thickest box that came in any of these little toys. So that's interesting. And you kind of have to pull the flap up and play with it to get it open. And I did it upside down. That's always fun. The book is here, and the cover is kind of arranged where it's stuck inside, so you kind of have to pull it. And then I put it in, and now I'm going to have an issue pulling it out. Dear me. You have to pull it out at an interesting angle, and then you have this little clear window, kind of like the Living Dead dolls almost, except then inside is the Sugar Goblin. He was like inside kind of fastened with these two little plastic connectors, but it was very easy to take him out. And I did that earlier so we wouldn't have to deal, but it was very swift and efficient. The book took longer to extract. It's a nice little hardcover. I think it's thinner than the other books. And the artwork is different a little. It's not vintage like Skeleton in the Closet, but Gomez likened it to a cartoon, like the kids can watch cartoons while reading the book, so that's kind of cute. And his story kind of reminded me in a way of the Switch Witch story, so I was a little disappointed in that. I love goblins. I want to say that I love goblins for Halloween because you always hear about ghosts, ghouls, and goblins, but when you see Halloween toys, you don't really see a lot of ghoul and goblin toys. So I like the fact that Ghoul on the Stool and the Sugar Goblin have made us a ghoul and goblin toy to have for Halloween. I found a few over the years, just, but you don't see a lot. Even though they're always mentioned as a big part of Halloween. You see a lot of zombies and skeletons and ghosts, witches, cats. I love all those things. And I was telling Gomez today, actually, also on another random note, that it's kind of interesting. There needs to be a Halloween toy pumpkin now and a cat. So whoever is inventing all these different Halloween toy traditions that are inspired, make a pumpkin and a cat. Okay. But I really like the fact that there's a goblin. His story kind of, I thought, though, should have been a little more original somehow, because it seems like a direct copy a lot of the Switch Witch concept of, just my opinion, but of the Sugar Goblins need the sugar and the candy to sustain them in their life and their people, which is kind of like the Switch Witch. It's just a little bit of a different take. Gomez, do you want to talk about that?
Yes, it describes the problem of the Goblin Nation, where the elders are thinking that it's coming to an end and the cultural heritage of the Sugar Goblins is going to end because there are no available candies. And then the children decide to defy the natural order, but not to be rebellious, but instead to pursue noble goal of trying out something else that the elders did not think about and did not try. And the unconventional thinking of the children saves the day, because the children meet on both ends. The human children meet those of the Sugar Goblin children, and they play together and they create that exchange that requires tricks for treats, and then the goblins get their candy, the children get rewarded with gifts, everybody's happy. So it is a nice kind of adventure which it teaches children to think unconventionally, with the idea of bringing some benefit instead of just being better or anything like that. So I think it's a very good message.
Yeah, it is. So that makes it different than the Switch Witch. At first I thought, that's just so unoriginal, it's a direct copy, but it does make it different on that angle, and I liked that. So that is a plus, and I really like what Gomez said about how it teaches unconventional thinking and to make good changes, healthy changes for the world, and work together. So the Sugar Goblins that come are like the younger generation of Goblin too. And I like the fact that they make them, play fun, nice tricks, not bad tricks. And it's just like, again, it brings the trick or treat, concept of Halloween into the household and into things like that. So the book helps you kind of do that. And it's another toy for fun activities for the family. And I really appreciate that. I've said this in other reviews. We have so many things, just you give the kid its toy, it goes and plays in its room while you do your thing. And this is more like something together for the family to truly relish the Halloween season. And as for us and people who watch our channel, Halloween is all the time, so this is just a good thing, to relish the Halloween season. So, yeah. And did you want to show any more of the book before I get into the goblin himself?
Just a few cute pages. Here's an example of several goblins playing out together as a team, which is nice. They're also cute and green. And here's the elder of the goblins. He's all serious with a hat that reminiscent of the mayor from The Nightmare Before Christmas.
So that we showed yesterday on our little Nightmare Before Christmas hauls.
Yes. So that was like the good points. And now proceeding with the figure itself.
Here he goes. Kind of slightly reminiscent in a way of Ghoul on the Stool. But, because I always saw ghouls with pointed ears like that too, so that's kind of cool that they did that. But he is different. He's got longer legs. I feel a little bit more fur on him than the velvet plushie of most of the other ones, except Switch, which is just straight kind of cloth fabric. But, he is just kind of like light, very short fur would be his texture. And then he kind of has a different kind of belly. He's got a little belly button. And his hands can Velcro. I guess if you want to hang him or something, I don't know. Or if you move him like this, his knees can go. It's just a traditional kind of position, I guess. But it's like, he does stand up though. All right. Well, sort of. Then he's starting to weave, but yeah. Okay. Well, maybe not. Well, that was fun. But he's soft and charming, and again, you don't really see a lot of goblin toys. And I guess the green tradition of goblins, I'm not sure how old that is. I know obviously everybody knows the green goblin, and then Spiderwick goblins were green, and I don't remember Lord of the Rings goblins. Was Grinna green? To go get my figure out.
I think they're sort of gray.
Yeah, I was going to say, I don't think Grinna was green. And then, I love the goblins from Harry Potter. Griphook is one of my favorite characters, and he's not green. So I don't know why they make the green thing. Maybe it's about nature. But anyway, he's still very cute. And goblins are so interesting because they all look so different. Like, if you see this or that interpretation of goblins, they're all kind of different. Whereas ghosts or witches or, obviously, vampires and whatnot are more traditional. But if you think there's so many types of goblins, we reviewed some goblins from Spiderwick, the red cap goblin, in our Spiderwick thing. So there's him, there's that kind, there's this, there's the typical green goblin from Spider-Man or whatever, there's like Griphook, obviously, Lord of the Rings. There's so many different types of goblins. There's like, in D&D and other similar games, obviously there are other types of goblins. I could just go on and on. I like goblins. So, but they're just cute little mischievous creatures, and I love them for Halloween, and I love the fact that there's a toy. Anyway, he seems well made. He's got kind of longer, thinner arms and legs. And they're easily, obviously, movable, so he can do all kinds of fun positional tricks or whatever he wants to do. So that's nice. And any other comments about him?
I like his soulful eyes. They're so
He's like,
lifelike.
please give me candy.
Yes.
I'm hungry.
I would be tempted. He's so cute. They're like maybe turquoise green. They remind me of the color of some of the seas and oceans I've traveled through. So it's like really impressive that they made it so lifelike and natural. So
His Gomez is worldly. He's been everywhere.
Oh,
When you say, I look into the goblin's eyes, I see the world.
yes. Like a true creature of nature and power.
So I think he's good for the stimulation of imagination of the children. That's nice. And with that in mind. And I think he roughly goes for $19 on Amazon, $20, something like that. We got it used for cheaper. I don't know what they mean by used because it was still in the box. That was nice, but I was good with that. So anyway, I would go for Amazon because it seems to have the best prices on this specific item. And I think that's all.
Yes.
So we hope you've enjoyed this review. Do let us know if you acquire any of these, if you check out the playlist, and which one you end up with. Let's go let him sit with some candy. He's like, I need candy.
Finally.
Yay, now he can hold his candy. He's got a Kit Kat.
Yay.
He's good. Want another Kit Kat? Here you go. Let's fill up his arms with candy. That's another thing. You can fill up their arms with candy since it Velcros together. Yay. Yay. He's got more candy. Okay. Now he's like... It would fall if you don't have him sit down, but if he sits down, he can hold it. Yay. He'll look cute for a picture. Okay, so we hope you've enjoyed this review, and until next time,
Stay spooky, my friends.